Quinn's advice, guys, actually put me on to the Angela Yee show. Shout out to Angela Yee. When we were sitting up watching the show, and the question came up, would you want to know if your significant other, wife, boyfriend, boo, whatever, cheated on you? Would you want to know? And it's not like I've never heard the question being asked before. It was just that I was intrigued. I mean, I've asked other people that, like I've asked, yo, man, would you want to know if your girl went out on you? And I've had both yeses and nos. I've had guys tell me yes, and some said no, I wouldn't want to know. But it's the way they said it. And then on Angela's show, it's called Lip Service, when that question was proposed, there was yeses and nos. Yeah, I think it was 5 young ladies there, and it was just interesting. The reason why is what I want to talk about, and the way some of the guys that said no to me is what I want to talk about. The way they said it. So I asked one guy, yo, if your lady, cheated on you, like, really cheated on you, would you want to know? And he was like, yo, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Nah, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. So, me being the type of guy that I am, your boy is the type of guy that if you say that, I would want to know why. And I didn't ask him because of his reaction. And it's like, you got to understand, all of us are emotionally made up and wired in different ways. So the way he said it, did that mean when he said, I don't know, I don't even want to know, I don't want to know, does that mean that he didn't want to know because he's afraid of what he would do to her or to himself or both? Unfortunately, we have both men and women who wouldn't react to that, or have not reacted to that news when they discovered that their significant other was cheating on. They didn't react to it in a healthy way. And then you would say, well, Quint, what is a healthy way that you will respond to such terrible news? And I get it. So would you want to know? Comment in the comment section. So he said he wouldn't want to know. Did he say that because he would, do some harm to her or himself? Or did he say that because he was already out there and he wasn't being true and he was already cheating, and he just knew how much passion and how dirty he was doing to his lady, that he didn't want to know how much of that, he was getting in return? So it's certain guys that don't want to know if their significant other, if their girl is cheating, because they know what they're doing, and the images of what they're doing with their girl, with the side chick or whoever else they're cheating on, to be reciprocated. Like, now he's got to, because men are visually wired. So now that man has to envision his girl getting done up like he's doing this other lady that he's cheating with. So there's a number of reasons. So it's deeper than no, I don't want to know, versus yes, I want to know. Somebody would say, well, yes, I want to know because I'm cheating, and that's all I need, which is, somebody would say, well, that's grimy. You know what I'm saying? That's really messed up. But maybe the person feel like that's the exit that I need because I'm not man enough to say, yo, it's not working. I do have someone else. I'm sorry. And, that's it. But we got to understand, some men and women, but we're talking about men right now, but some men are cheating, and they just want to know that their significant other is cheating so that they could make an exit so they can say, all right, you cheating. Now, would he then tell her, yo, you know, I'm also out there too. I just want to see if you was doing the same thing. I saw some signs or whatever. And would he do that? I don't know. That remains to be, you know, that's up to the individual. But it's just very interesting. So then you got that guy. He just wants to know because he wants to feel justified in cheating too. So you have the guy that doesn't want to know because he's afraid that, you know, he's gonna have to be forced to envision what he's doing with this other girl with another man. And then, or he doesn't want to know because he's afraid of what he'll do to himself. Some guy, you know, they got this show Snapped, so he's afraid that he might snap. Then you got the guy that doesn't want to know that his girlfriend is cheating or his wife is cheating because, or he does want to know that his wife is cheating because he's cheating too. He's been cheating so long and not having the courage to tell her that he's cheating and he wants to leave, or maybe he does not want to leave. So these are all of the things that ran through my mind when I was watching Angelique's lip service podcast, because I was like, wow, you know, me being a guy, you know, your boy, like I said, I like to build. So you got that guy. He just wants to know so that he confirm that she's doing the same thing and he's not going to be able to handle it. And, you know, so he wants to make an exit. Then you got a guy that wants to know if his wife is cheating because he's being true to her and he doesn't want to contract a disease. You know, he's saying, yo, I know that a woman is emotionally wired, and once a woman is out there, especially if she's been doing it for a long time, you know, a few weeks and months, she's so emotionally wired, unlike men, then a guy wants to know because he knows that that's basically it. She'll never be the same. Because a woman tends to get connected to a man that she's having sex with in a stronger way than a man who's cheating on his wife would get connected to the side chick. That's just how we're wired. One is not better than the other. It's not that the woman is, it's just how she's wired. Women get connected emotionally and bonded when they are having sex with a man. So a man may say, I want to know because if she's doing that, then is no way I could be sufficient, or else I'm just the guy that brings home the bread. But then this guy is the pipe guy, you know, he's the Tyrone. Shout out to Erykah Badu, you know. So she's been calling Tyrone, but you're the square dude. Then there's another movie, I forgot. I think it was a Tyler Perry movie. And, you know, you can see something like that. Maybe just, you know, whatever the reason, it's not the case. Would you, that's watching this video, would you want to know? Comment in the comment section right now. And then you got the other guy. He wants to know because he doesn't want to contract a disease. You know, he cares for himself. He cares for her, but he wants to know because he doesn't want to contract a disease. I'll throw another one in there. I'll do a B to that one. He doesn't want to contract a disease, and he wants her to stop because he really loves her, and he wants to figure things out. And he wants to see how he could, you know, come in between this and see if she's willing to reconcile and stop. Now, that's very rare for a man. Comment in the comment section if you agree or you disagree with the fact that a man is less likely to take his woman back if she cheats, but if the man cheats, then the woman is more likely to take him back. So is it that a man can't take it? A man, because of how we're wired and because we're, we can't deal with, a man can't deal with the sight or the thought of knowing that another man was, I don't want to be too graphic, went inside of her. He's connected to her, and that's what happens, you know. So it's just, men want to know that because, you know, like I said, but that I would commend a man that says, you know, I want to know because I want to know where I lacked Is it me, or is it just that she had things that was in her that, you know, just was resonating in her, and just, you know, she didn't know, you know, she didn't realize it until this guy came along, or until we had certain difficulties within our relationship that brought about and opened a door that she didn't know could be opened. Certain relationships go through certain, you know, mountains, and they go over valleys and streams and stuff, and it makes the relationship, you know, to test the resilience of the relationship. Can he bounce back from financial situations? Can it bounce back from her feeling less attractive because she just had 2 kids, and then she you know, the man starts going to the gym and he's looking better, and she feels like she's not, even though he tell her she is, but then another man tell her something different, that it just evokes a certain thought in her, and she finds interest to her, and they wind up in bed. So there are a lot of things that happen that test a relationship's ability to stick together through cheating. But would you want to know? Young lady, would you want to know if you're, we switch to the ladies for a second. Young lady, would you want to know if your man is out there cheating? There are a lot of women out there. I forgot what I think on the show that I watched, the podcast, I think the majority, I think it was 5 or 6 of them. There was 5, 6. I think the majority of them said they didn't want to know. And like I said, those reasons for not wanting to know varied, probably from, I don't want to know because, you know, I just rather not, because I know a man's going to be a man, but I just don't want to know because I love him. And if I see him in that light, I just rather just not know. One of them said, as long as he's he's doing it in my face, as long as, you know, he continues, you know, as long as he's not leaving on Tuesday and then coming back Saturday, like that kind of, like, she knows, like, as long as he's being respectful and it's out of sight, out of mind to her. That was one of the approaches, that the stances that the young lady took. Very, very interesting. So I just could not, it was like a burning fire, because it's very interesting when you ask the question why you would want to know versus why you would not want to know whether or not your significant other is cheating. I'm trying to think of one of the other reasons why one of them said yes. Man. One of them said maybe yes because they want to find a girl. You know, if you're a young lady and you're watching this video, would you want to go out and find the woman, you know, who he's cheating with, because you know a man's going to be a man, but it's the woman's fault, and she should respect a woman because she don't want that happening to her. You know, you might take that stance, but I'm very, very interested. It was a very good conversation. I got to learn, you know, I've spoken to people one-on-one, and I got to learn how they feel like in that group setting. Very, very interesting. But the way I would like to cap this off is, Quint's advice is that if you do discover your significant other is cheating, try your best. And now this is out of human capability, right? Most of the time this is not easy. This is not something that you can do just like at the snap of a finger, because man or woman, you do have emotions, and if you love your significant other, then there is some sort of connection there, you know. So Quint's advice is that you really see the person. Now, this is easier said than done. I don't want to get bashed in the comments, but Quint's advice, you know, I always try to apply a perspective that is helpful and you know, biblical. So I'm gonna offer you this. If you find that out, the best thing that I would advise you to do, because it would help you, even if you two don't make it, even if you discover it and you say, I've discovered it, and you know, I want to make an exit, I can't take it. But Quint's advice is that you would see your significant other like God sees them, as a person that's made from the dust. It's not giving them a pity party or a pass to do it to you again should you take them back. But it would help you should you decide to take an exit or remain with that person, because if you exit, you would still want to have enough grace not to hurt the person before you exit. So a lot of people would say, yeah, if I find out, then I'm gonna destroy them first, then I'm gonna leave. Or I can find out that they're cheating and not say nothing, but be dropping a drop of poison in their food every night. Now that's not a godly, that you don't want to do that. That's revenge, and you don't want to do that. You want to see that person as God sees them. And like I said, that's as an imperfect person, and a relationship is made of two imperfect people hoping to have a close to perfect relationship. And like I said close to perfect because you can't take two imperfect people and have a perfect relationship. 99.9% of us that are watching this video would hope that, yeah, Quint, we're imperfect, but we don't want that type of imperfections. Let him just be a sloppy guy around the house, or, not too good with money like I am. Or the guy might be saying the same thing, man, I can't deal with that type of imperfection. I don't care if she smokes or something like that, but that kind I cannot deal with. Everybody has, an ability to handle one discrepancy better than the other. But no matter how you handle it the best you can without destroying yourself. Suicide is real without destroying the person. If you have a family, without destroying the family. And think of being resilient. Think about bouncing back. Can I bounce back from this? And the answer is yes. You can bounce back from it. It may be embarrassing. It may be hurtful. I was there. It doesn't matter what end I was on. But without a cheater or the cheated on, it doesn't matter. The principle remains. See that person as a person that is imperfect and needs love and understanding. And it may be a person that you need to separate from, for a season and then come back. It's not about taking a break and then going to, do half of their friends so that they can feel your pain. That's the natural inclination. The natural inclination for a guy who has been cheated on, a woman to be cheated on, is to cheat back so that they can feel it and you let them know you're cheating. That's natural. But if you want to be supernaturally resilient, take that perspective. Just try that. It'll bring you more peace. It will, when you give it to God, when you give that pain over to God in every way possible, you could sing it out, you could get counseling, you could pray it out, you could be separate from that person for a while just so you can get your thoughts together. But you got to work on damage control, because people are watching. You've had children, they're watching how much you can love their father or mother even though you've been hurt, and it will help them to carry on that that perspective and that road that you've taken, should they unfortunately get into the same situation. So you don't want to repeat it. If you don't want to handle it in a way that you wouldn't want your kids to handle it. And so see that person like you would want God to see you if it were you, and try that. But I want to know in the comments, this is your guy, Quint's Advice. Would you want to know if your significant other was cheating, and why or why not? Quint's Advice. See you later. Love you like dark chocolate and red wine. Peace out.